Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I am on a financial freedom journey with my family. I share all about that and more on my channel. Today we're going to be going over our June budget. I'm really excited to share this one. We do have some updates for summertime. Obviously, June is the start of summer. My kids are going to be out of school soon. So we do have a few budget changes for the summertime and also just some other exciting updates. So let's go ahead and get into our budget for June. Now, my husband and I are both W-2 employees, so we do just receive our regular W-2 income every single month, which is about $7,700. Now, something to know about the way that I budget is I round off all my numbers just to make it easier to not only budget, but also to share on this channel. I don't want to be like putting dollars in like 125 or on something. So I do round my numbers to like the nearest dollar. So just so you guys know. Anyways, we are expecting about $7,700 for W-2 income. Now, we do typically receive some sort of side hustle income every single month, but we never count on that for our monthly budget. So we are just budgeting off of this $7,700. So let's go down to our fixed expenses first. So our fixed expenses are expenses that we have to pay every single month that are typically a fixed amount. So for our June budget, our mortgage will actually be for July 1st. We are like a month ahead on that. So we are saving the money that we make in June and paying our mortgage for July 1st. So our total mortgage amount is $2,365. Now, again, our mortgage is actually like $2,361.66 or something. So I actually round up our payment too. So we are paying like $3 extra towards our principal every single month, which is helpful, but also it's just nice to have like a nice round number. So $2,365 for our mortgage. We also have our water bill. So this is a question that I get frequently is where's your water bill? We only pay it quarterly. So this is for our quarterly water. This usually comes out around the end of the month, and I am budgeting $300 for this one. Typically, the water bill that we pay, I think it's in September then, is our highest one. So this is usually like our mid-range one because it's like the springtime. So we're not using like a ton of water yet, but the summer we always have like a way higher bill. So $300 for our water bill. Again, that's for a quarter. So we're paying approximately like $100 a month for water. Then we also have another annual expense, actually. This is our HBO Max subscription. I need to look at when this comes out. I want to say it's around like the middle of the month, but we are budgeting $105. I think that's how much it is. I should have checked before I filmed because I'm not positive. That's what it was last year, so I'm going to put that in here, but it may have gone up a little bit. But for now, we're going to do $105 for HBO Max. HBO Max is one of the only subscriptions that we keep year-round. It's one of our most used like subscription services, so we keep it. So HBO Max, and then we also have Disney Plus that we pay in November, and we do those annually. So we'll occasionally get like a month of Netflix or Hulu or other things like that, but we usually just use a month and then cancel it. So we only have a very limited amount of subscriptions. And when I can, I prefer to pay annual because I hate having monthly expenses. So this is another example of a subscription that we pay annually. Then we have our Peloton app. So we do have a Peloton bike and we pay for the app every single month to obviously use it. So $46 a month for our Peloton. Then we have our internet that comes out at the end of the month, and that is $60. That's just for internet. We don't have any like cable or anything like that. So just internet is $60 for the month. We have a reoccurring donation to St. Jude for $100 a month. And here's where we have one of the changes. So we do pay for daycare for my youngest. He is 3. He almost actually is 3.5 pretty soon. Actually, he'll be 3.5 in June, June 18th to be exact. So 3.5, and he is in daycare, but we actually have decided to pull him out for the summer. My husband and I work pretty much opposite shifts. He typically works overnight and I work 9 to 5. So we have kind of worked it out where like our childcare needs are pretty flexible. So because my other kids are going to be home, like one of us is going to have to be home during the day. So watching our other kids. So we will be pulling him out for the summer to save a little bit of money and just to have that time because our other kids are going to be home. So I would feel kind of guilty like having him in daycare still when one of us is going to be home. So I'm also taking a lot of PTO over the summer. So because of that, I will be home probably 3 weeks over the summer. I like sporadically, obviously. I'm not taking 3 weeks in one lump sum, but I have kind of like planned my vacation out where I'll be home like 1 week a month in the summer. So it'll be kind of nice to have that time off. So we are paying for 1 week for June. So it's $245 for the week. And then he will be out until the second week of September. So we will have a little bit of a break in our budget over the summertime, which will be really helpful for financial goals. And I'm really looking forward to that. So $245 for daycare will be it. And then he will be out as of the second week in June. Then we also have our brokerage. So we do have an auto draft of $100 that goes to our brokerage every single month. And that is just, I don't know, for fun. We're not like really planning anything with it. We just like to have a little bit going towards that, like extra investing every single month. So then we have, last thing is electric and gas, and that is $204. We're on budget billing. So that's the same amount every single month. And we've really enjoyed budget billing so far. Now that our bill has kind of like leveled out because we've been here for 3 years almost, it's pretty consistent. So $204 feels like a great amount. The other thing that I get a lot of questions about is car insurance and cell phones. So for car insurance, we pay that twice a year, and that comes from our car sinking fund typically. And then cell phones, we use Mint Mobile. Again, not sponsored, but I do love using Mint Mobile. I will leave my link in the bio if you guys are interested. They always have great promotions going on, and it's always a great time to switch. We have seriously really loved Mint Mobile, and I highly recommend it to everyone. It has saved us so much money on our cell phones. So we only pay our cell phone bills once a year. So not this month. We don't have any. My next one is my son's. He's almost 11. He has a cell phone. It's really more like our quote unquote house phone, I call it. But he typically uses it the most because he's like at sports or friends' houses or whatever. So that will be coming out in August. So stay tuned for that. But that's all I have for our fixed expenses. So total fixed expenses for the month of June is $3,525. That leaves our remaining to budget at $4,175. Now moving up to our variable expenses. First variable expense we have is our personal spending. If you watched my last budget with me, we did increase this slightly to $250. We were doing $200, so an extra $25 a person. Nothing groundbreaking, but a little bit extra. Then gas, we're budgeting $300. We could probably bring this down a little bit, but gas is one of those things where I feel like, it's like really impossible basically to overspend. Like if we need gas, we're going to get it. So it is what it is. So $300 for gas and then $1,000 for groceries. I debated even bumping this up further, but I think we can do it. I think we can stick to $1,000. Obviously my kids are going to be home. They're going to be eating a lot more. So we'll keep an eye on this in June, and we may need to increase it for July and August, but $1,000 for groceries. Fun and kids, $100 is what I'm budgeting for fun and kids. Now, I will say we actually do have a membership that's coming out of this starting in June. We actually got my son a membership to our local batting cage. They do offer membership-based like things where you can go and do the batting cage, basically like not really unlimited, but you get like a ton of tokens every single day. So essentially unlimited. So that's like $55. So that will be coming out of here. So I did bump it up slightly because of that, because I know that we will be paying that. We're probably only going to keep that subscription going for June, July, and August because he will be here and we'll be like looking for things to do. So we did that for the summertime, and it also gives us discounts and stuff on other things. So excited for that. And miscellaneous, we are budgeting $250 for miscellaneous. We always have things coming up with miscellaneous. Like there's just always things that pop up over the summer, especially. And dining out is $300. Hoping we can stick to that. Summertime is our hardest time because we've got sports going on. We've got travel and friends and events and just so many things. So $300 it is. We're hoping we can stick there. So total variable expenses for the month of June is $2,200. And that leaves our remaining at $1,975. And down to our sinking funds. So we have had the same 5 sinking funds for years. This is just what works personally for us. I find it's really nice to just have like kind of general sinking funds. I have in the past had more, I've had less. I've kind of found this to be my sweet spot. So for this month, we're doing $100 to our car sinking fund, $100 to our home sinking fund, $100 to Christmas, I'm going to do 100 to kids. Typically, I've been doing 50, but we've got a lot going on this summer and back to school and like things coming up, sports registrations that are going to be coming up. Although I do have like a hack that I use, which is to volunteer. So we do get like severely discounted memberships for, or I should say, we do get severely discounted sign up fees for my kids' sports, which is really helpful. But still, like a lot going on. So I'm going to bump that up to 100. And then vacation, I'm also bumping up slightly to $250. So because we have a little bit more flexibility with not having as much daycare expense, I will be bumping up slightly our sinking funds for now to take advantage of the fact that we have a little bit extra. Total sinking funds is $650. That leaves our remaining at $1,325. And that is all going to go to our car fund, which is the current financial goal that we're working on. If you're watching my Debt Free Friday videos, every single week we share what we're doing for financial goals. Right now, we're trying to save up cash to buy a new to us SUV. That's where we're at. And that is all I have for our June budget. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below. Oh, wait, before I go there, Father's Day is in June. So just wanted to address, like, we do not typically set aside extra money for like things like that. We don't typically spend a ton of money on holidays like that. We try to do more like time-based things, spending time together. My kids like hand make the cards, those kind of things. Like my husband and I, neither of us value like physical gifts very much. So we typically don't spend a lot of money. If we do get something like for our parents or something for Mother's or Father's Day, we typically just take that out of our miscellaneous budget because we're not spending a ton. Like our families are kind of the same way. We're not like big gift giving people generally, except for Christmas time. So that I just wanted to address that because I could see questions definitely coming up about that, but we will probably not be spending a ton of money. Also, we will be gone that weekend because we have a baseball tournament. So yeah, we're not going to be like doing a bunch of stuff either because we'll be busy. That's all I have for this budget. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, let me know in the comments down below. What are you looking forward to in June? Is your budget done yet? Let me know. I would love to hear about it, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.